So I did this, finished this at 11:15 last night, which means that, like the ideas are pretty wacky. So I work for Internet NZ, and if you haven't heard of us, there's a brochure down on the table, and have a look at that. The idea is that what Rowan was saying was, in my mind, is we're going to get Fibre, which is 75–80% of the New Zealand population. And what we're trying to do is, what kind of things would work in that kind of a situation, looking ahead. So we're going to have fast download speeds. More importantly, we're going to have fast upload speeds. And perhaps even more importantly, we're going to have much more bandwidth, which is the technical term is the committed information rate, but effectively it's the bandwidth that each of us get at guaranteed speed in the congestion. So lots of speed, lots of bandwidth. What are we going to do with this stuff? There's a whole lot of opportunities that will be there at the technical level. So almost certainly this network is going to have heaps of video flying all over it. There's a lot of technical opportunities at that video level. There's also a lot of opportunities at disintermediation of the RSPs. So what I mean by that is that at the moment, the retail service market, we just think about current ISPs and those are the guys who are going to be there in the future. Not true. There is going to be a huge opportunity for those people to be replaced by somebody who can add value. So if you think about advertising, why is it not possible for us to get free internet connection based on an advertising model? But there's only so much of advertising, so think of other sort of opportunities. But that's not the stuff I'm going to talk about today. So just remember that there are many, many other opportunities. What I am going to talk about is 5 categories of opportunities that are essentially there for a consumer market or a business market to think about using ultra-fast broadband as a sort of input that you can build on top of. So, does that work?
You just pointed at the guy back.
That's supposed to be bleeding obvious, right? That's blood. So start with the bleeding obvious. What's the bleeding obvious is lots of video, but the opportunity isn't just simply supplying video, because there's going to be lots of people. You've got to have a twist in it. There's a lot of cloud computing, there's a lot of other stuff. So start thinking, what's the obvious stuff that you can do at home if you have high speeds and high bandwidth, right? One example, and this I pitched from a Finnish company in Finland, is they've got live people who provide, they're live salespeople and customer support people via your TV and computer. So imagine you're having an infomercial or one of those things that's happening, or they want to sell you something, and you have a live high definition interaction between the TV and the computer, and you can actually buy things and be explained things. So you don't have to go to a shop, you have live salespeople. So think of obvious stuff. Second opportunity is combine. Take the opportunity to think about what's already out there and start combining them and come up with new things. So we know that the 3D web is coming. There's no doubt about that, right? We know that online gaming is big, and we know social networking is big. Combine those 3. So 3D online gaming with social networking. And you get something like small worlds, but it's not only about development of those new opportunities, it's also about services, testing, tools, virtual goods, all of that stuff. But a lot of the ultra-fast broadband is going to be about 3D web, online gaming, social networks. And trying to combine all of that is something, is a very big opportunity out there. Third category is consider the trends that are already there in the market. These are trends that are existing. The one I've picked up here is what's known as the silver tsunami, which is the proportion of people in New Zealand aged above 65. The percentage, both in absolute terms and in percentage terms, is just coming as a tsunami towards us. So what that means is that you're going to have an opportunity for home care, home-based health monitoring, all sorts of things that people inside the home can get if they're old age, and you can provide as data. Right. Fourth one is crowdsourcing of some sort. So what these fast networks will provide you is an opportunity for people to use their spare time or to use their cognitive surplus and contribute to what you want to do. So one of the examples that's happening already is libraries or other people who have these newspapers or very old sort of books, and they distribute them out. People turn them into digital and send it back. But that's the idea, is some sort of crowdsourcing, and now it's possible. And the last one is data. It's all about data. And if you think about what ultra-fast broadband does, is it democratizes the bandwidth. So what's currently available only to the likes of Google or universities and research labs is now going to be available to most people. So if you're not familiar with the story of how Google came up with flu trends, then it's worth just thinking about that for a second. What Google did was it had these masses of data sets which had about search queries, what people are clicking on, what they're searching for, and there's any number of those data sets. And then it went to the US health public authorities and took masses of data that they had on when were people getting sick with flu, different pockets of the US. And they combined those together. There was no preconceived correlation between search and when flu broke out in a particular area. And what you need is two things. You need lots of data, you need lots of computing power, and you need an ability to move the data around. And when they put these two data sets together, and they refined it, they've now got to a point where 2 weeks before flu hits a particular area, Google can predict that that will happen. And that allows the US public health authorities to provide money, resources, etc., because they know flu is going to break out. And that's the power of what the broadband will bring us, is it allows us to have these masses of data, combine that with masses of cheap cloud computing power, and become what Google does, but it allows all of us to do it. So to me, those are the 5 categories that we can think of. There's probably heaps more, but hopefully that should get you some ideas to start with.
Okay, thanks for coming. We have a winner, ladies and gentlemen. We did a highly scientific analysis of all of the ideas, and there were some really good ones. In fact, almost all of them were really good ones. And I think we should take that away, that within a couple of hours, we've managed to generate about 15 ideas, which are, if you push them a little bit, they seem okay, and probably about 5 of those, if you push them a bit harder, there's probably something there. Okay, so we have 2 winners, not 1. And the winners are Team 3 for the personal medical alarm. Sorry. I also linked that with video on the rest of the house and so on, but I think it's a wonderful idea. Who was it? You guys? You won $150 from Southern Cross to eat and drink and be merry.
I did say that.
And the other winner was Team 10. Yeah! We're always going to make it up on volume. But full credit to Team 10. As I was walking around, they were the ones that did everything first and also had the greatest volume of ideas and very vigorous and good discussions. So good on them. The idea we picked up was actually the next generation home security. Personal favourite of mine. Home security firms are mired in the past. They want their dial-up lines, and none of us really want them. And you guys want to just jump over those guys and offer them the right answer. So I encourage you to spend the money, have some food and drink, and come up with an actual business plan. Thank you. And that's it. I'd like to thank the sponsors again. Deloitte, Internet New Zealand, Crown Fibre Holdings, Bright Ideas, and everyone at the bottom. Thank you all for bringing a sense of participation tonight and getting into it. It was really good to see. And hopefully in 2 or 3 years' time we see 1 or 2 of these ideas popping up and actually happening. Thank you all.